Welcome back. Now I have an entertainment heavyweight in the house, straight up from Nollywood. Continues to dazzle us in our screens. Has a movie showing now in the cinemas. Well, we'll get into that. Omoni Oboli, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having
You're
me.
very welcome. How's everything with you?
Very well, thank you.
We can tell. I mean, you are. Let's start with your family. You are very family oriented. I just remember the picture of you and your kids on the cover of, I think, Motherhood magazine or
Yes.
something. You love your family a lot.
I do.
How are they doing?
They're very well. I mean, I miss the kids because I'm really busy right now. I've been back and forth. I just came back from the States. And even back, I've been going to the cinema, doing meet and greet and all that. And as I was getting into the car to come here, my kids came out, to the car. And I just thought, I really miss them.
You should have come with them. We'll have room for
I
them.
know, maybe I should have. I really miss them.
Anyway, my regards to them when you go back home and
Thank
everything.
you.
But let's go back a little. I was, reading up about you, and I found that you studied foreign languages.
Yes, I
You,
did.
you speak French
Yes, I do.
fluently.
Yes, I do.
How have you ever tried to get into that side of things with like your movies or something?
I will. I'm actually working on a project, alongside the French embassy here and a francophone country, and we're going to do a bilingual movie. So, yeah.
Because I think FESPACO is what it's called, the festival in Burkina Faso,
Yeah,
probably the
yeah.
biggest on the continent.
Yeah.
And French language movies are very big there.
They are.
So it's something
They
you'll be
are.
looking
Yeah,
at.
definitely.
Great stuff. Let's look at your career now and all of that. How is the movie industry treating you?
Actually, I would say I've been really blessed. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's not great or anything. It is great. It wasn't easy, obviously. It's never easy when you're trying to break into something. It was something I did a very long time ago.
Then you stopped for a very long
Exactly,
time.
and I stopped for a very long time. And then coming back was almost impossible. I almost gave up so many times. I used to just sit down and bawl my eyes out many times, like I just want to act. Can somebody just give me a chance here, But then I persisted because I knew that that's what I wanted to do. I got a job with an oil company, but I just couldn't do it. I had to turn it down because it wasn't me, I was going to do it for money, but then I thought, would I be happy?
Yeah.
I knew I wouldn't be happy.
So do you think that break was not a very good idea? Or
Well,
how long it was?
Maybe how long it wasn't a very good idea, but the break was great because obviously in that time I met my husband, I got married, I had the kids, so it was great, Maybe I should have come back earlier, but like they say, anytime you wake up now, you're good morning.
Exactly. Speaking of you and your marriage now, we hear a lot of things in Nollywood. Do you think it's been a good thing that you're married? Because, a lot of these roles we hear, as a married woman, she won't play it. Do you think that has limited you a lot?
That's a very tricky question. I'm not sure if it has. I think it's probably helped in so many ways because, I hear a lot of girls say, oh, some guy's asking me to sleep with them for a role or whatever. I don't get that. I don't know if it's because I'm married or the fact that they just respect me, but I really don't get that. So I'm thinking perhaps in a good way that has helped me.
They know not to bring it up.
They know not to bring it up. They just know, okay, she's perfect for this role. She'll be able to deliver it. And then they contact me. So I think it's actually helped me.
But is it a thing actually in Nollywood? The thing you talked about now, because we hear about it, but nobody ever really does own up to it.
Yeah.
Being asked to sleep.
That's
to
the
sleep
thing,
for
though.
roles. Is it a thing?
I don't
Or is it a
know.
myth?
I don't know because it's never happened to me. If it had, then I would be able to say yes, it happened.
Did you
But
have colleagues who have talked about it?
I've heard people talk about it, but not personally. You know what I mean? Not to me, like, oh, this happened to me. I've heard people whisper it. I've heard other guys say, oh, my girlfriend wants to go into the movie, but she's saying people want to sleep with her. Can you help her? I've heard people talk about it, but I don't know. The truth is, it's probably there. Let's face it. And it's everywhere. It's not just in Nollywood. It's not peculiar to Nollywood. It's everywhere. Doctors are sleeping with nurses every day. School teachers are sleeping together. You know what I mean? So it's not like it's something that's peculiar to us. It just happens to be that we're in the limelight. So when stuff like that happens, everyone will hear it. But I don't think it's not peculiar to Nollywood.
Does it ever worry you that the kind of industry you are has that reputation and image? Has it ever bothered you with your own personal image?
Yes, it does. Obviously, because sometimes people say certain things to you, and I'm thinking, how dare you? But he says, I'm sorry. It happens in your industry. So what's so special about you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yes, it does. But it is what it is. You've got to take the good and the bad.
How does your husband handle all of that?
He's fine. He's what I call a modern day man. He understands that this is my job, this is what I do, and like I said, you've got to take the good and the bad. If I'm gonna get all that praise and accolades and everything, it comes with certain things as well. It comes with you happen to know that your wife is out there, and people are going to be talking about her, people are going to be all over her business.
Yeah.
He just has to accept it.
Still talking about Nollywood now, what do you think about where the industry is as a whole? I mean, it's over 20 years.
Yeah.
It might seem like a short time, but it is also a long time.
It is a long time.
It's enough time for some things to have been in place by now. I mean, I was having a conversation with a friend, I think yesterday, we talked about how we still don't have like proper studio, places where movies can be shot, or even studio house like the Universals and the Paramount.
I thought we had Tinapa.
But it's not an organization, you know what I mean? I'm talking like a proper, with offices and a running business. Do you think we should be at that place now?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, I wish we were, that's the truth. I don't know how long it took America to actually get there, because I know they struggled for a long time as well, We should have certain things in place. The biggest problem we have, everyone knows, is distribution, right? If distribution is because it's a vicious circle.
Yes.
My movie's in the cinema right now. We have just a few, maybe 14, 15, 16 screens. If we had, let me say, 200, I would be smiling, I'll be grinning, I'll be smiling all the way to the bank. If my movie makes a lot of money, what do you think? I'll put the money back into the industry. That's how it works. But because distribution is not great, people are not making the kind of monies they should be making, then they're not ready to invest. They don't even have the money to invest. If I had the money to build a studio, do you think I won't do it? I would do it because I know I'm going to make my money back. People will use it. I will use it. The movies will get better because obviously there's a controlled environment. Because, I mean, in Nigeria, people say, oh, the sound is a problem. I'm shooting and then someone turns on their generator. What am I going to do? Am I going to say, turn off your generator? You will wait and wait and wait and wait. When you're tired of waiting, you just have to shoot like that. You're shooting in a street and then some church building, they start doing all night or praise and worship. What are you going to do? So if we had studios, obviously it would be more controlled environment. So you probably even have shorter shoot time. If it was going to take me maybe 8 weeks to shoot a movie, I'll probably shoot it in 6 because, everything is controlled. I'm in one location, So we do need that. But then who's willing to invest?
So where's the future? Where does the future lie? I mean, we know that, for a lot of us who watch, it looks like there are 2 Nollywoods now.
Yeah.
There's something called the new Nollywood and there's Asaba, from what we hear. That looks like a thing now. You're either here or you're here.
Yeah.
So does the future lie in a collaboration, or is there really even a division?
Well,
or does the future lie in new Nollywood?
Okay. Well, everywhere in the world, there is some sort of a division. Nobody's calling it a division. But there is. I mean, there's straight to DVD Hollywood films that we never even get to see.
There's a lot.
Even in Black Hollywood, most of them are straight to DVD. Just a few that we get to hear about. They Think Like a Man and Tyler Perry's movies and all that. So we do have that. So it was going to come to this at some point. There was going to be, straight to DVD movies, which are the ones most people are calling Asaba movies, and then the cinema movies, which are the ones they're calling the new Nollywood movies. So it's not a division per se. But there is a thing, and it is there, and
is
somehow,
there a relationship now?
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough because the truth is there's some people who you watch every day on African Magic. You don't really want to watch them in the cinema.
Okay.
Because you just feel, I'm going to tune into African Magic tomorrow
movie, so
I will see them tomorrow. So why am I going to pay 1.5 to watch them? So it's a very thin line, but it is what it is.
Still talking Nollywood now, and your colleagues in particular now. What's your relationship with your colleagues, the Omotolas, the Rita Dominics, the Genevieves?
I have a great relationship with them.
Yeah, because we always hear about cat fights.
I know.
Why does that always come up, especially with women?
I don't understand it. I always say that queens rule. They don't fight. So, I mean, if you consider yourself a queen, then you're supposed to be helping to build each other. You're not supposed to be fighting. I'm not interested in fighting anybody. I mean, if a Motola does something great today, I'm going to say, kudos, girl. You go get them. You're a trailblazer. You're doing great. If Rita does something today, I'm going to say, well done, chick. You're doing great. So there is no reason for us to fight.
Yeah.
I always say the sky is so huge. I mean, you see so many stars up there. We never heard that any of them fought and the stars fell on our heads. Do you know what I mean? So what is the point? We don't even have enough stars in Nigeria.
So what was, because I know that I read something, I couldn't even understand the story in particular. I think it was last month, about you beefing Genevieve, and I'm like, what is that about? Where did that even start from?
It's just crazy. This whole thing started like maybe 4 years ago. When I did Anchor Baby.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
and the movie came out and it was in cinema and everything. And then the producer of the movie says, in his opinion, I'm the best actress in Nigeria.
Okay.
He would say that. I did his movie and he thought I was phenomenal. You know what I mean? And then the tabloids went to town saying Omoni is better than Genevieve and Omotola. Like, really? You know? And then the next thing, they was like, oh, there's a beef between, and I don't know why they didn't say there was a beef between me and Omotola. They just said there was beef between me and Genevieve. And I was like, I don't have any problems with the chick. I mean, we're not friends. You know, I'm not going to go to her house or she come to my house, but we're cool. We see ourselves at events, you know, we kiss each other, we're cool, we're colleagues and everything is fine. You know, something like, when I see those things, I'm like, where is all this coming from? People, I think sometimes the tabloids just want to put something out there. And you know, if you're not smart or you're not wise, you would really think there is something happening. And before you know it, two of you are fighting unnecessary fight that none of you started, you know, so. Yeah.